He was a fixture the last 4 years on college football Saturdays. Now he joins the Arizona Cardinals. It's fifth rounder Denzel Burke. Denzel, how we doing, my guy?
I'm doing well, man. Blessed. Glad to be here, man.
Is it surreal that, I mean, we're right down the street from where you went to some of your high school career down at Brophy down on 7th Street here,
Yeah.
Saguaro and Scottsdale. Is it just still kind of like pinch me moment, like you're back in AZ playing for the Cardinals?
Yeah, man. Reality definitely has kicked in over the past couple of weeks. I'm really happy to be home, play for the hometown team, and everything is just full circle. So it's awesome.
We've got so much to dive in, Cardinal related, Ohio State related. I have to ask you this. I was thinking about it before the interview. Is it weird, like, you played big-time high school football here, starred here, went to Ohio State. So you had your college years at Ohio State. Now you've come back to Arizona, and all of your college teammates, or a lot of them, are in your hometown now. Like, that's got to be pretty surreal. Like, do you ever just be like, hey, I need some space, guys. I literally just saw you for 4 years, Marv or Parrots. Now I'm back in my hometown. But in all seriousness, is that a surreal part for you?
Yeah, it definitely is a surreal part. Especially at Ohio State, the brotherhood is real. And be able to just see my brothers, in the building almost every day. It's kind of that little home feeling, even though this is home, like the home feeling I had at Ohio State. So it's just awesome, compete at a high level and win some games.
Are people paying attention in Columbus? Like, I mean, not only is it just players, it's like Justin Fry goes from your national title winning team to the offensive line coach. Or like, if I play my cards right enough, I'm going to be wearing an Arizona Cardinals red and white next year.
Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. Everything is just working out how it needs to work out, and really just happy I'm here.
Do you remember the draft process? Like, did you feel like this was a potential landing spot, like during the course of January, February, March for you?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely were on my mind. Didn't think it was gonna really happen after talking to a lot of different teams. But really just happy I was here. This is the one team that I felt really comfortable with, who I could relate to, and now it's real.
It's crazy. We could take it like a step further. Like, obviously the high school time here, college, Ohio State, a lot of Buckeyes for the Cardinals. And then like week 1, you could play against the guy you played in high school, Spencer Rattler, at the quarterback position, who you picked off before when you were in, Saguaro colors?
It was actually Brophy.
Was it Brophy?
My first game as a freshman varsity, picked him off.
It's a good omen, I think, for week 1.
Freshman varsity, you're picking off Spencer Rattler, who was one of the top recruits in the country. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it would just continue how surreal things are if you're out there and you're lining up against and staring down at him under center for the Saints week 1.
We'll see. Day by day, man. Continue to stack days, and if I get my opportunity, I'm definitely gonna maximize it.
Yeah.
Speaking of opportunities, you're part of a cornerback group with the Cardinals now that tends to lean younger. Now, Sean Murphy-Bunting, unfortunately, out for the season. So you and Will Johnson enter the fold with a bunch of guys that have been drafted within the last 12 to 24 months, guys that you saw like Max Melton in the Big Ten just a year ago. Like, talk about the Cardinal quarterback room as it stands right now and where you see yourself fitting in.
Yeah, definitely. We're all competing. It's a lot of fun, playing at a very high level. And, for me, it's really just me versus me day in, day out. Continue to be consistent, continue to stack my days how I need to stack them, and just making sure that I'm getting better and, be myself and have fun.
What about your game translates to this defense so well? Because, I mean, we talked to Will during his introductory presser. He said this is a cornerback's dream, playing this defense. Do you see this kind of similar things that he is?
Yeah, definitely. Very corner friendly. Can make a lot of plays, and I'm really excited. Especially how they use us corners, and how we can make players on the ball, the help that we have, and the different type of disguises, the tilts we have. So it's really fun.
You played predominantly outside at Ohio State. Do you envision that with the Cardinals here?
Yeah, a lot of mixing it up, inside, outside. So I'm really excited for that.
Talk about that room a little bit more. I mean, Garrett Williams is now going into year 3. He looks he had a fantastic sophomore season for the Cardinals. He looks to kind of be a leader, which is crazy, a veteran in that room. As I said, just 2 years under his belt. It's a youthful group, but it feels like you guys are dialed in. Like, when they talk about Garrett, they talk about his notebook. Have you seen that at all, where he's taking notes as far as everything?
Yeah, man, he's a pro's pro.
Yeah.
And, he plays a little bit inside at nickel and outside too. Just being able to see his preparation for practice and how he practices on the football field. So it's pretty cool to see that, and just making sure that he's always taking the right notes, and it translates to the field.
A lot's been made, I'm sure you've heard about this, about Marv's physical transformation. Now, you went up against Marv probably pretty routinely when you guys were at Ohio State. can you see a difference? Like now you're out in practice now with him?
Yeah, he's definitely bigger. I feel like he's gotten taller too. It's kind of weird. But yeah, he's huge. And really excited for it was this year 2 for him. I'm really excited for him to see how his game has evolved, and should be a good one.
What makes him such a great receiver?
A lot of things. His releases, top of the route, coming out his breaks, understanding what the defense is in, how he plays his role in the offensive play that he has, his route, and in his his physical catch, 50-50 balls.
Anything happened over the last couple of days with Marv, or any epic battles back in Columbus that stand out to you?
Yeah, me and him had a couple reps together, and it's been fun. Kind of just reigniting that little fuel fire that we always used to have, all the battles that we had in practice, and should be fun come fall camp.
I don't know if you know this. So the Cardinals, before Monty Ossenfort was the GM, they went almost 20 years without selecting an Ohio State player, which is blasphemy. But we've since gone the opposite direction. Why do you think the Cardinals have targeted that university? What do you guys bring as rookies, tenured players, that when you bring Ohio State players into the fold, you can tell it just raises the bar?
I'll say first and foremost, we're dogs, competitors. We know how to win. We win a lot of games at Ohio State. We come from a university that is a lot of pressure built, understanding that we got to perform every week. We know how to play within the team structure. And, yeah.
Well, then when you made your way back to the Valley, what was one of the first few things you had to re-experience being back here in Phoenix?
I wouldn't say anything new. I kind of forgot about how hot it is. But I'm getting used to it again.
But what about I got to get back to that spot? This is where I go when I'm in my hometown.
Golf.
Golf. What's your favorite course?
Out here, Quintero. Quintero's a good one. Weekapa, the Raven, TPCs, both of them champions in the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Kierland. I played almost majority of the courses out here, and I'll continue to find some more courses to play. But definitely golf is a big thing.
Have you played with any of your teammates yet?
Yeah, I played with Buddha a lot, and I played with Zaven one time. Me and Buddha will try to go to Camelback, golf a little bit, and it's fun.
Any food spots that you had to get back to too?
Food spots, really trying to, since I've been in Ohio for 4 years, kind of forgot some of the food spots. But as I'm with these pros now, they're putting me onto some new things and some good spots out here. Yeah.
You're part of
someone that a high school, I guess bank account couldn't afford back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
You've since upgraded.
Yeah.
You're part of a rookie class that every pick but one was on the defensive side of the ball. And you go and you get to play now under Jonathan Gannon and Nick Rollis, who many assume we've talked to him before. He's an up and coming future head coach in this league. What are your takeaways from JG and Rollis thus far?
JG, defensive mind, DB mind, and great coach, very passionate. Loves the game. Loves to win, and understands our system and how we work in the system. Rollis, he's a genius. And he knows how to play ball. I'm pretty sure he played football back at Minnesota too, and it's been one hell of a ride.
What's it like lining up? Kyler on the other side. I mean, he's going into year 7, so this is somebody that before you left to go to Columbus was here, has entrenched himself here in the Valley, and been doing some great things with his foundation. He did the celebrity softball tournament, all that. Is it surreal to you to kind of line up with them, or is playing in the Big Ten and making your way to national championship game? You're kind of used to that stuff.
Especially like you said, being at Ohio State, seeing the quarterbacks that I've seen, and just being in that university, it's kind of prepped me and built me for this moment now that I'm in, and it's been awesome. But Kyler, he's one hell of a player. There be times in practice he's throwing some great balls, and really decided to see it, firsthand in the game, to see him play.
I asked Keaton this. I'm going to ask you the same question. What's a great year look like for you?
Great year for me? I have a lot of personal goals, but I'm going to keep them to myself because, I just want to be able to let my play show that. But just being consistent, having fun, being a competitor, and, yeah.
Took the ball away a lot at Ohio State, something that we could use. Arizona Cardinals looking to take the football away. Why has that been such an integral part of your game, do you think?
We got to play. That's my job description, especially being at corner. Got to have a lot of ball disruption. You got to take out one side of the field and playing with great technique. And I feel like it's the hardest position on the field after quarterback. So just being able to go out there, being truly confident in yourself, and that's what it is. And I kind of built that over my time at Ohio State, ready to translate it into the NFL.
What have you learned about Will that you didn't know about him after matching up with him? You know, obviously your counterpart for so many years in that rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State. What have you learned about him and his game over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, man, he's a ball hawk. You know, he's very smart, understands the game. He understands not only just his position, but how the defense works. Very smart guy, and really excited to play with him.
Can you tell there's been an influx of talent? Obviously, a bunch of guys from Ohio State, but Walter Nolan, Darius Robinson. Like when you look around defensively, like are you impressed with what you see? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm impressed, but don't want to put nothing on it right now. It's when it's week 1, and the games after that, that's when it really matters. So I just want to be able to see that.
We'll get you out of here on this. Obviously, a Valley native. What was your team growing up? Was it Cardinals, Suns? Like as far as the Valley teams, what was the one that you just would live and die watching?
So it was a little bit of mix of everything.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, always been a LeBron fan, so I always used to watch him. But the Suns a little bit with Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash. What's the other guy's name? He has like that weird jump shot.
Marion.
Sean Marion.
Yeah.
Sean Marion. I was a fan. Obviously the Cardinals, and then I was a Seahawks fan too growing up. So just to be able to see them play, us play them twice a year, it was kind of cool. But now that I'm living that, it's gonna be pretty surreal.
We need you to help break this curse. The Cardinals haven't beaten the Seahawks in some time, so now is the time. Denzel Burke, the newest member of the Arizona Cardinals cornerback room. Check him out at training camp and this fall for the Arizona Cardinals.